In this morning with the innovative approach to helping veterans re-enter society following deployments overseas, whether they saw combat recently or in years past. A nonprofit group on Long Island is now turning to the arts to help these wounded warriors adapt to civilian life. Up. That's them, the veterans jamming inside the new headquarters of the Project 9 line. It's just off Main Street in Islip. There, veterans are learning how to play the guitar, the saxophone, just about any instrument you can imagine. Now, through the decades, we know there have been mixed results treating veterans with therapy and drugs, especially those having to try to come back from PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder. But this is just the latest step forward for the new veterans group that was started by our first guest joining us in our studios right now. He is Patrick Donahue. Welcome, founder of Project 9 Line. How are you?
I'm good, Richard. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We see you're in your hockey outfit. You're a hockey player as well.
That's right. At 35, I play hockey for St. Joe's College.
Hardcore all the way. Yeah. A veteran yourself. What was your veteran background? Tell us about that.
I'm a water treatment specialist by trade, but I ended up actually in a really specialized platoon called S3, which is operations. And I worked at the brigade level, so my jobs in the rear was to set up the different training that the troops were doing and drive around the majors and colonel.
And you were based where, in what years?
Fort Campbell, Kentucky, 101st Airborne, 2008, 2012.
Yeah, so you know what it's like. You've met many thousands of veterans at this point, either from being deployed or from what you're doing now, which you started just over a year and a half ago. Project 9 Line. For anybody who's not heard of it, what is it?
Project 9 Line's mission is 9 words, actually, keep it simple. It's empowering veterans with reintegration through the arts and activities. And last year alone, we had about 3,000 points of contact with veterans, and we spent like $47,000. So we're really making a huge impact by spending very little.
Well, we showed just a little bit of it there, of the veterans jamming over at your new headquarters. That's a big milestone for your group because you're a nonprofit relying on donations.
Yeah.
And now you have a headquarters?
Yes, sir. We leased a DAV hall that had been vacant for about 5 years, completely gutted it and renovated it. And now it's very up to date. We took the bar out. It's not coming back. It's not the centerpiece for our...
That's not part of the therapy there.
No, it's a healing environment.
Right. And I felt that. And you could see guys who maybe all their lives imagined themselves jamming away on a guitar and a saxophone doing it.
Yeah. Some of the guys are Vietnam vets that never played before.
Right.
Now they're performing at some of the biggest venues on Long Island. They started a band.
Yeah, I know, and we're gonna be following you guys, and so we'll talk more about that in a minute. But where were you all meeting before this? Because you started a year and a half ago with a handful of people. How many members you have now?
Oh, there's hundreds of people, hundreds of vets that participated.
So where would you meet before? You didn't really have a place, right?
Well, we had a place. We rented a little office in this building that was run by the Coalition for the Homeless, but there was shared office spaces around the building, so then we were able to host our programs in the other rooms. Even though we had a little office, that's all we could afford.
So you were like running from room to room, what's available, but now you got this place. Where is it located in Islip?
It's at 25 Union Avenue in Islip. Just Islip.
It's a nice building.
Yeah.
And, you know, I see it's well insulated against the winter we're having.
Yeah.
And everybody looked real happy and warm in there. What can be done in there? What programs are you offering the veterans?
Currently, we're offering guitar, songwriting. We got drums coming. There's bass guitar. There's Reiki, yoga, meditation, mindfulness. There's a writing program that goes on.
Free?
All free, no charge. Yeah.
Well, how do you do that? Your donations, have you been people coming forward to support your organization?
Yeah, we know we don't have a lot of money, but we have a lot of people, great Americans, who are willing to give their time to help our soldiers reintegrate.
What do you think about this approach? I mean, it was part of a vision you had for it with several other people.
Yeah.
Is it working, and why does it work?
Well, because it's different. It's outside the box, you know, and there's a lot of great organizations and a lot of great treatments out there, but it's not for everybody, those things.
Right.
So the more we can offer and the more options there are, the more chance we have to reach and impact somebody.
Because, you know, normally if you're feeling something, you go to the VA hospital, you get some counseling therapy, some medicine if you need it. But You don't get this kind of a thing. And so how does this really enable people to come out of that shell that sometimes occurs after going overseas from being in combat or in the military?
I can tell you from my own experience, I participate in a few of the programs, including our mixed martial arts program and our stand-up comedy program, right?
Just going to bring that up. I mean, just over a year ago, we had you on our show after you started a veterans comedy tour as a means of, dealing with what can be the darkness of military life. In fact, we have some video from that story where we profiled some of these folks who got up on stage, including yourself.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, the audience was loving it. I felt like I was in a comedy club. You have some very funny vets here. Take a listen. Yeah. I think we had one person there that was telling a pretty good joke, John Rago.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, talking about, I think the joke was, my son asked me, Daddy, why are you in the Navy? And he goes, you're 37 years old. Why are you still talking like that? And cracked everybody in the room.
It's a true story.
And now you've taken and it's a true story. That's even better. And now you've taken that on the road to other locations. And are they starting to make a name for themselves?
Yeah, we formed a separate entity called the Veterans Comedy Assault. And we're booking shows all over the East Coast, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, all over the island. Yeah, we're getting paid to do shows. We do some pro bono work as well, but primarily we're professional comics now, myself included. It's awesome.
Yeah, and that gives you a whole new view of yourself.
Man, the gifts that standing up in front of people and telling jokes has given me is I can't measure it, and laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, as opposed to, some of the meds that haven't worked out there, or at least achieved the goal that they hope to. What do you think the VA could learn from what you guys are doing? And has anybody in that world, the advocates for veterans, become aware of you and reached out to you?
They have, and we're looking for some strategic partners to really help us get to the next level. And so we just keep fighting. I go a lot of places and network with a lot of people, but, and we've formed some relationships. But we're looking for, maybe someone that is famous or a big name person to mentor maybe our comedians or our musicians.
You said you reached out to the incoming Trump administration.
Yeah, I did. I reached out to Trump's campaign people just to let them know that, hey, we're here doing this and that. If you'd like to get some knowledge about veterans.
Because they've pledged repeatedly that they're going to do more to help veterans.
Roger that. We love Trump, myself included. And I'm glad that he became our president. And I would love to give him my personal knowledge of what I've been through and also how we can help these guys and girls.
Well, I'm sure at some point they'll probably hear from you or work on it. In the meanwhile, what's coming up next for Project 9 Line?
Well, we're actually having an event called the John Barbado Dinner, which is my first cousin who we lost 4 years ago, who's a Purple Heart recipient, and he got home and could not reacclimate back to society. So we're holding an awards dinner in his honor. It's on his birthday this year, February 9th, and we give out awards to people that have really helped us with our mission. So that's pretty cool. And the building is bustling. We're starting a new comedy program in a few weeks. We have 14 people on the list.
You got an easy website, email, or something?
Sure, project9line.org.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
Dial them up. Jump on the internet there and get a hold of these folks if you have some comedy or arts in you and you feel like this can help or you just want to be part of the fun. Yeah. Patrick Donahue, founder of Project 9 Line. Keep them laughing and entertained, Patrick. We love what you're all doing there.
Thanks so much, Richard.
And when we were